Ash-shaytan, from his whispering to Adam, what did he whisper? He said to him that, listen to me. He said to Adam, listen, Allah did not forbid you from this tree except because He doesn't want to make you two kings. Adam and Hawa, Allah doesn't want you, both of you, to be kings. So He forbid you from the tree. أو تكون من الخالدين. And Allah doesn't want you to be in here forever. So He said to him, Adam, isn't this paradise beautiful? Don't you want to be a king? Don't you want to live in the paradise forever? Don't you want that? Allah forbid you from this tree because that's its effect. That's what it does. It brings you goodness. It makes you a king if you ate from it. It makes you live in here forever. Subhanallah. Ash-shaytan decorated the sin. This is what he did. He decorated the sin. In Surah Taha, Allah Azza wa Jalla, He says that Iblis said to Adam, هل أدلك على شجرة الخلد وملك لا يبلى? Shall I take you to a tree that if you were to eat from you will live forever? This is the tree of life, شجرة الخلد, the tree of life. Allahu Akbar. Allah Azza wa Jalla called it the tree that is haram and forbidden. And he's Iblis giving it a name other than its name, beautifying and decorating the sin by saying to Adam, Adam, this is called the tree of life. If you were to eat from it, you will stay in the paradise forever and ever. You will become a king. You will own what you like. You will roam around the way you want. Allahu Akbar. And how many times has the shaitan done this with us? For every sin we fall into. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He says, وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَعْمَالَهُمْ. That a shaitan beautifies and he decorates the sins for the people. He decorates it for them. Subhanallah. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the hadith, he tells us that one of the signs of the Day of Judgment at the end of time, يُسَمُّونَهُ بِغَيْرِ اسْمِهِ. People will give the haram a name other than its name. Subhanallah. Yani for example, ar-riba, interest. What's it called today? Benefits. You see how nice that name sounds? Benefits. Ar-riba is the denounced name, the negative name, the haram name that we know about. But today, the banks would call it benefits. Islamic banks would call it al-fawaid. Fawaid, it just sounds like something good. Subhanallah. Az-zina, fornication and adultery. In the world, it's not called that. What do they call it? They call it entertainment, personal services. Like a beautiful name to it. Subhanallah. This is the plan of a shaitan. You better be careful, my brothers and sisters in Islam. A shaitan takes the nasty name that we know for the sin, the repulsive name that Allah gave the sins, the negative name that's given to them, and he converts it in something beautiful that sounds pleasing to the ears and pleasing to the hearts. Az-zina, it's called personal service, entertainment. And you see the brothels that are out there, what kind of names people give them, what kind of beautiful names people give them. Moonlight, for example, and other names that are pleasing to the ear and pleasing to the heart, so that the sin now is disguised and you don't even know about it. Alcohol, what do they call alcohol? Spirits. You know, in Arabic they call it mashrubat ruhiyya. It's like a spiritual drink. It uplifts your spirit. When Allah called it al-khamr, you see the word al-khamr, that kha in it, it gives it the nastiness that khamr is. Subhanallah. Drugs, even drugs. What names do people give it today? They give it the name of speed. You know, it sounds good, speed, it gives you a rush in this life. Ecstasy means overwhelming happiness. This is what ecstasy means. It means happiness. How did something pathetic, such as a drug, become called ecstasy, which means happiness? It's the plan of the shaitan. He removes the nasty name of the haram and he replaces it with something that sounds pleasing to the ears. Subhanallah, it's incredible. We have ice, like it just sounds cool. It sounds perfect. Marijuana, they call it cannabis. It's like a plant, it's an innocent plant. And this has been the plot of a shaitan from day one with Adam alayhi salam. Allah Azza wa Jal told Adam, don't come near this tree, this forbidden tree. Yet when Iblis would give him waswasa, he'd say to him, shajarat al-khuld, this is the tree of life. If you were to eat from it, you're going to live forever. Allahu Akbar. My brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah told us this, and Allah told us the sin of Adam alayhi salam. Can you realize now for why Allah would tell us the sin of Adam? Not to expose Adam, but to teach us, teach us. We're supposed to be inspired by the sin of Adam alayhi salam, so that we are more careful when a shaitan next time comes to fool us and trick us. When this entire world doesn't name what's haram anymore. They give it other than its name. This is from the plans of shaitan from day one. He did that with Adam alayhi salam. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, يُسَمُّونَهُ بِغَيْرِ اسْمِهِ, that people will call the sins other than what they are known for. That's how shaitan deceives us. That's what he whispered to Adam. He decorated the sin for him. Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, you know the mushrikeen, the disbelievers of Mecca, when they used to kill their children, how did they end up killing their children? Allah Azza wa Jalla, He says, وَكَذَلِكَ زَيَّنَ لِكَثِيرٍ مِّنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ قَتْلَ أَوْلَادِهِمْ شُرَكَاؤُهُمْ. Zayyan, it was decorated for them. They thought it was a good sin. They thought it was a good thing. Let's bury our daughters alive. Yeah, it sounds good because it's going to give us honor. It's going to give us our manhood in the community. And it's not going to be an embarrassment for us. Allahu Akbar. Ash-shaytan took something that is haram and he made it that beautiful to people, to the point where they were so fooled. They thought burying their daughters was a good thing, was a positive in their life, was something that is going to bring them more honor and dignity among their people. How foolish can man be when they follow the footsteps of a shaitan? But yet again, the problem is because we don't understand the methodology of a shaitan, so we easily fall into his traps. This is why it's important to understand what the shaitan intends to do with mankind and how he deceives them, how he fools them. Subhanallah, Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, when Allah Azza wa Jal spoke about Iman, He said, وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ حَبَّبَ إِلَيْكُمُ الْإِيمَانِ وَزَيَّنَهُ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ. As for a believer, Allah Azza wa Jal made indeed to his heart al-Iman. وَزَيَّنَهُ, and Allah decorated al-Iman in our hearts. The believer sees sweetness in Iman. He sees happiness. His eyes become cool and delighted when he sees the worship of Allah, when he hears the word of Allah calling him to the worship of Allah. And the fact that Allah decorated and beautified Iman in our hearts, that means the hearts, they are allergic to sins. The heart of a true believer, it's allergic to sins. We're going to see now when Adam fell into his sin what happened, to teach you how a believer is allergic to sins. How it's like water and oil, they don't mix. The heart of the believer is the water. The oil is the sins that's coming on it. It might touch his heart. He might do something, but very quick it fades and it doesn't mix into his Iman. The believer preserves his Iman. He keeps it clean. Subhanallah. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَزَيَّنَهُ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ.